Formed in 1967, Asia united Indonesia, Malaysia, the Philippines, Singapore, and Thailand to thought to create a common front against the spread of communism. In 1976, the members signed the Treaty of Amity and Cooperation in Southeast Asia, which emphasized mutual respect and non-interference in other countries' affairs. Membership doubled by end of 1990s. The resolution of Cambodia's civil war in 1991, the end of Cold War, and the normalization of relations between the United States and Vietnam in 1995 brought relative peace to mainland Southeast Asia, paving the way for more states to join. ASEAN with the addition of Brunei 1984, Vietnam 1995, Laos and Myanmar 1997, and Cambodia 1999. The group started to launch initiatives to boost regional cooperation. For example, the members signed a treaty in 1995 to refrain from developing, acquiring, or possessing nuclear weapons. Timor-Leste is the latest country to join.
ASEAN, after the country applied for membership in 2011, the group granted its observer status in 2022 and it is on track for full membership by 2025. Faced with the 1937 Asian financial crisis, which started in Thailand, Asian membership pushed to further integrate their economies. For instance, the Qingmei Initiative was a currency swap agreement initiative in 2000 among Asian members, China, Japan, and South Korea, to provide financial support to one another and fight currency speculation in 2007. The 10 members adopt the Asian Charter and constitutional document and provided the grouping with legal status and an institutional framework. The Charter includes 4 principles and relations requirements for membership. Timor-Leste submitted an application for membership in 2011, but some members opposed to accession. The charter laid out a blueprint for a community made up the 3 branches: Asian Economic Community, the Asian Political Security Community, and the Asian Socio-Cultural Community.
So, the paper examines ASEAN's political and security challenges and prospects in the coming 2 decades. The challenges facing ASEAN could be classified into 6 broad categories: the shifting balance of power in the Asia-Pacific, the persistence of intra-ASEAN territorial conflicts, the territorial dispute in the South China Sea, the programs of military modernization undertaken by ASEAN states, and the resulting prospect for an intra-ASEAN arms race. Uncertainty and strife caused by demands for domestic political change and the dangers posed by transnational or non-transnational security threats. The conditions for ASEAN to build a mature political security community are also discussed.
Transforming ASEAN. Strategies for achieving inclusive and sustainable growth examines the key opportunities and challenges facing the Association of Southeast Asian Nation, or ASEAN, region as it transitions toward a more sustainable and low-carbon economy, while greater integration and global recognition. This book was initiated by the Asian Development Bank Institute and the Ministry of Finance of Indonesia in 2023 during Indonesia's ASEAN chairmanship and builds on the momentum of Indonesia's successful G20 presidency. The book brings together more than 20 contributors from the ASEAN region and beyond to discuss the pathways of ASEAN's sustainable transformation. It is divided into 3 parts, each focusing on crucial aspects of current transitions. Part 1 examines the dynamics of Southeast Asia's low-carbon economy, exploring strategies to reduce carbon emissions and foster environmentally friendly practices. Part 2 examines the importance of investing in a new sustainable economy highlighting the potential for ASEAN regional economic integration, green growth, scientific innovation, and new business models. Finally, Part 3 explores the ways in which ASEAN can contribute to multilateral cooperation, emphasizing the significance of collaborative efforts on a regional and global scale, such as through the G20.
Is the economic integration as a development strategy. The goal was to participate in the global supply chain in measure to achieve the goal we are capturing foreign capital and concluding FTAs with countries outside the region.